Welcome back to the Full View. Now, the VhaVenda throne dispute continued today at the High Court out in Polokwane. Now, the throne became vacant after Princess Masindi Mphephu successfully challenged her uncle Toni Mphephu-Ramabulana in the Constitutional Court, a battle she had been fighting for years. In 2016, she had managed to stop his coronation through a court interdict. The Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein then referred the case back to the Court of First Instance in Polokwane, ruling that the House of Traditional Leaders in Limpopo had to investigate and come up with findings on the traditional processes of electing and installing a king or leader in respect of Venda culture. SABC News reporter Lutendo Bobodi was in court and joins us now for an update. Lutendo, a very good evening to you. So thank you so much for your time. So take us through what transpired in court today.
Thank you so much, Alicia. I think the issue of Zekiso wife, that is the wife married for the king by the royal family, is now taking that trajectory. It's now the domino effect of this case is becoming the pivot around which this case is revolving, and it's taking that trajectory. This is as the family of Toni Mphephu-Ramabulana and should I say the legal representatives of Toni Mphephu-Ramabulana and the Mphephu-Ramabulana royal family tries to argue that Princess Masindi, mother Furupero, was not a Zekiso wife, that is a wife married for the king. And of course, now they called Furupero's cousin, a lady named Takarani Rakoho, who came and testified that in the early 80s or early mid 80s, King Patrick Mphephu, who was then the king of VhaVenda nation and also the president of the then Venda Bantustan, personally selected Furupero as the wife to the next king, who was Chimangazo, the father of Masindi. And later on, after the King Patrick Mphephu died, a delegation from the Mphephu royal family came through the village called Chipepe, where they married Furupero to become the wife of Dimanyika Chimangazo Mphephu, the father of Masindi, who is now contesting this vacant throne.
Very interesting developments indeed, Lutendo. So take us through those findings by the House of Traditional Leaders in Limpopo. Tradition and culture, as well as law in the country, are still quite sensitive and contentious topics, especially when such disputes have to be ruled on by a court of constitutional law. For example, we still have an outstanding matter on the Zulu kingship after President Cyril Ramaphosa officially recognized King Misuzulu as the rightful heir.
Yeah, remember, as we said yesterday, or recall, we understand that traditional communities have the prerogative to develop their own laws, their own customary laws in terms of leadership, in terms of leading their own communities. But they have to be consistent with the Bill of Rights, and the Bill of Rights guarantees that everybody is equal despite their gender. And this is what has been coming through from also the traditional house of the House of Tradition of Traditional Leaders here in Limpopo, and this is vis-a-vis the Constitution itself. The highest law of the land guarantees that no one should be discriminated due to their gender. This is, of course, the battle between the Constitution. This is the battle between the constitutional law and customary law, and it's becoming very, very, very interesting. And we'd like to see the trajectory is taking and how far this will go.
And in closing, quickly, Lutendo, what happens now? And does this still mean that the VhaVenda are still without a recognized leader at the throne?
Yeah, you remember that David Mphephu, who is the protocol officer of the Mphephu, or the kingship throne, was installed as acting king by the royal family. But that was interdicted in court, and now he had to descend the throne. And as we're speaking now, the throne is vacant. Now they are contesting over a vacant throne. As you'll remember that erstwhile King Toni Mphephu-Ramabulana also had to descend at the throne. Currently, the throne is vacant, and this issue has to be solved. As far as a lot of people out there are saying that this issue or this saga has to be solved so that VhaVenda people will have their king again.
All right, thank you so much for that update. SABC News reporter there, Lutendo Bobodi.